Let's see the quick demo of here, like Azure subscription without any credit card and all, which is completely free using Microsoft Learn Sandbox. And here I'm just logged in with portal.azure.com, and there's app services over here. I already just created, but yeah, let me just create a new app services over here. Create that web app. So yeah, just select your resource group. This is the resource group. This is that your name. Just select the name, select that code, right? A code or container, and select also runtime. What is runtime? And Linux operating system. And also ensure region you select central US, and once you central US you're able to see this is one. And also just simple review. Yeah, validation complete. Create that. Initialize deployment is started. Submit deployment is started. Now it is deployment in progress. Finally your deployment is completed. Go to that resource. You're able to see your resources is available over here. If you just click your free domain, like the default domain, click on that, your app just got started. So that means your app is that app services got created, your resource and everything is just got created. Now go back to your Visual Studio, create any Blazor application or MVC application, whatever application, and just simply I want to deploy it over here. So click on the new profile, go to Azure, next choose any operating system which I just created over there, and go to here. You are able to see your subscription name is available, which I just using this one. And just choose your subscription name, which one you want to use. Yeah, this one I want to deploy it. Select that, next, and choose this, finish, and it will create a profile. Close that and simply publish that. Finally it's published and also succeed. And once you publish succeed, it's automatically redirect to restart your web app and also start your application directly over here. Yeah, it's got open it and your application got hosted. So if you go check that application is working as expected or not, so simply yeah, it's counting is working. Also weathercast also is uploading. So like this how actually we will use we will create the free subscription and Azure without any credit card and all, and then we will just deploy our applications. So yeah, before start to implementation and steps, so I'm especially recommend if you first time visit my channel, go to my channel which is .NET example, and here you can just search for this Azure. Actually few hours ago actually I just created this same section, same session, and there is a couple of question actually that I want to explain over here, and also I'll just answer every questions over here. And yeah, and also why I'm just creating this session, just because I want to check, okay, after a couple of hours, a couple of years, still is that subscription free Azure subscription is available or not. So that I want to prove it over here. So yeah, that's how actually I am just creating. And also if you want to use other related to deployment in Azure, like using this free sandbox, so you can check it in other example also, like okay, I just deployed our application over here, see, drag and drop deployment on Azure. And also I just deployed that CI/CD pipeline, and also I just deployed with this Docker container as well. So there is a couple of also deployment, every all the deployment actually we already explained everything, so you can go to check those are session as well. So yeah, let's get started to implementation. First open any browser. So here just open browser and go to that Microsoft Learning, and here that site Microsoft Learning. So go to this, and this is that official actually site of Microsoft Learning, so which is called is learn.microsoft.com. and here you have to go to this tab, learning tab, a training tab, and in this training actually just click on the all trainings. And once you go to this trainings, now this is that path actually for this. So don't worry about that, I'll share this all that all that link in this video description. So this is that complete path of training, and in here I just simply click that browser path. And once you browser path, you are able to see that all kind of training is available up from that Microsoft. So simply I'll just now search for this host a web app, right, simply, and just search it. And once you search it, now see, you are able to see this modules, and which is called in a host a web application with Azure app, right? So if I just click on that, and now this is that complete URL. So I'll share this one in a video description. And in here, now see, there's a couple of section over here for training. So once you click, one by one, you are able to see, but I'll just go to this second one, which is not a second one, we can the third one is a create a web app, or I just click on the first one also, because I want to tell you one thing. So see, there's a one of a training is over here, so one by one over here. So what you are trying, what you have to look it, so you have to look at the sandbox. So this, see, this first training does not have any sandbox, so go to the next. Once you click the next, now again you just scroll to down. See, there's a couple of information is over here, but there is a no sandbox option over here, so that we are trying to look. Okay, so if you go to the next, once you next, now see here that some things is over here. Now they are asking an exercise, create a web app to Azure portal, and this is actually provide the sandbox. So just start to Azure portal. Actually I am already I think previously I already use it, right? So that's why it's coming directly to authenticate, or directly showing that verify account. But if you do first time, definitely you will get that sandbox information over here, like it is a sandbox. If you want to proceed, you can just start. Okay, so yeah, I think that also I can show it to you in different cognito, like, so that I can show it to you. Okay, so let me open it over here. See, once you go to this cognito, you're able to see this section. This is called sign in active sandbox. So you have just simply sign in active sandbox, click on the sign in active sandbox, and it will just redirect to your login page. And here you have to record your Microsoft account, that means like Outlook or Hotmail, right? So I have already this Hotmail account, and also this is just login with my here. So simply I can just use my Windows authentication over here, and it will authenticate it over here, right? And yeah, if you do, definitely it will ask some password and all, so you can just verify your password authentication and all. So simply just confirm once you authenticate everything, and this is stay sign in, yes. Okay, now see, it's redirect to again this same learning path over here, and now this is coming, right? So verify your account. So same things it is over here. So but I'll just continue in this cognito side also, so that you can get everything from the scratch. And in here just verify this. Okay, so this is 2 also, not this, not this, not this. Yeah, I think it is only this one. Yeah, it is completed. So once you complete, now see, it is just creating your sandbox. Okay, now see, it's got ready, sandbox activate, timing for 4 hours. So this is that important, like only 4 hours they are providing at a time. Okay, and after complete this 4 hours, now see, there is another section they providing, like, okay, you have to use one of 10 sandbox for a day. That means you can use 10 times in a day with the 4 hours, like that means 40 hours you can use it for a day, right? And then again that 10 sandbox again available for that next tomorrow, right? That the tomorrow. So like this way actually you can continue your learning and all using this Azure portal without any subscription, without any credit card and all, right? So it is a very easy and very flexible mode, right? So now what I'll do, I can just go to that Azure.portal. So yeah, ensure one thing actually over here, don't go to directly over here that portal.azure.com, that you can do that, but sometimes it's not working properly. So what you can do, simply if you scroll down in here, you are able to see there's an option like create a web app. So simply you can just click on that, and once you click on that, it will again just asking to your authentication, that particular email which you just create a sandbox. So use same one, and in here I'm just authenticate like this and simply confirm. So over here, see, they asking to me authenticate from authenticate app. There is authenticator app, right, for Microsoft, but there is a couple of more option over here. If you want to authenticate your here, or you want to authenticate with the password, so there is options over here. Now see, now I am currently logged in with that Azure azureportal.com, which is completely free using this Sandbox. Also you're able to see that login currently used for Microsoft Learning Sandbox. And if you just clicked over here and go to that switch directory, also you are see your currently Microsoft Learning Sandbox is current one is a subscription, right? So now we are good to go to create our app, web apps and all. So let me try that. So first what I'll do, create a web app. So click on that app service, right? And then here is a nothing over there. So what I can do, simply click on the web app, and yeah, see in the subscription it is just giving providing the configured subscription, and here just select it. And now the resource, you will see they are providing as a learning resource, right? So this is that by default providing this Sandbox, so you can just use this one. And if you're trying to new one, so definitely you are not able to create that. So let me show you, like for example, my new subscription. See, you don't have the permission, right? So you only can use this one to for learning perspective. So now my first free app on Azure, right? Simply I can just give the name and I can use that codes, right? And also that providing whatever framework you want to deploy this app. So I'll use that .NET 8 because I want to deploy the Blazor application with .NET 8. And also I'm choosing that what kind of OS operating system you want to use. So I'm using the Linux, and in here you can just use whatever that uh, reason, right? So I'll just use Central US, I guess somewhere should be, yeah, Central US. That is also perfectly fine. And in here you can use that free one. So this is that free one, and this is also sufficient. Yeah, so everything is just set. Now review and create. Okay, so everything is validation also is perfectly fine, and just create it. So over here, see, they are just started to initialize development, and also they are start to submit development. Okay, now finally they are in progress tab. The redirect to this tab, like okay, deployment is in a progress. So yeah, it will take a couple of minutes. So after that they just prepare everything, then it's ready for that our app deployment. Okay, finally see, your app deployment is completed with this resource and all. This is the information, complete information. You can just redeploy it or download and all, right? And also just simply go to that resource, and once you go to the resource, you are see these are that your app service, right? And if you want to, your see, this is the by default providing the domain name. So if I just click on that, you are able to see it's nothing, just simple application without any page and all, right? So don't worry about that. We'll just deploy it from that Visual Studio in our Blazor application, so that we can ensure like whatever app is we have just created for the deployment, that is perfectly supported or working properly. Okay, so now see, once it's redirected to this particular domain, so nothing is there, just simply default content and all, like your app is running waiting for your content. Like if you want to build in .NET app, so this is the deployment center, or just quick start. Okay, so this is pretty much good for this page. Now moving to just deploy our application in this particular resource, right? And this is my app resource name. So what I need to do, simply I'm just open a Visual Studio and open any or just create any Blazor application. So I'm just open any existing one, or you can just create a from the scratch that sample application. See, this is just sample application of Blazor, Blazor application. This is nothing, just simply just .NET framework. I'm just using the .NET framework, and there's a nothing as a uh, sample page and all. So simply I can run it in the locally. First I'll show you what we have in this here, and then we will try to deploy this application to our Azure. Okay, so now it's running. Simply it's a sample template, right? A Blazor default template, weather forecast, count, and this and all, right? So simply I can close it, and now we are trying to deploy this application. So what I can do, there's a two way. Ideally you can use that Azure CLI, and that I'll do on an upcoming session, but yeah, as of now I'll use that Visual Studio itself. So I can just use that publish, and in this publish you can just create a new profile, and in here there's a couple of options like which one you want to deploy. So I'll just use Azure. Next, and in here actually our app service we just created on Linux, right? So that's how actually you have to use. If you use that Windows, so you can use this one, but yeah, I'll use this Linux, so I'll just choose this one. Next, and in here see, uh, if you are doing first time, definitely it will ask to hear that login, and whatever Visual Studio you are logged in, actually that will appearing over here. If you have logged in with different account, so definitely you have to use this option to log in your that account, okay, which we have used in our for using in our sandbox, right? So you just logged in with that user, right? So once you logged in with that user, you are able to see that subscription name it will available, and whatever subscription is available over here, that particular thing. So see, just recently we just create this one, right? So that is appearing over here. So you can just simply use this one and select your app service name. So I just selected this. So once you selected, and also yeah, there's a options like if you want to create new, right? So you can just click on that, and whatever that you want to service name and subscription name is same, you can keep it same, and you have to just use the resource group, that same resource group, and what is the plans, right? So you can just use those information, and you can just create itself as a new app service directly over here instead of create your in this Azure portal, right? That is also flexibility, but that I'll just skip now, but you can use it. And simply I can select this. Next, and here there's the option to publish. There's a two way, either you can use the workflow, or either you can just generate to pub XAML file, right? So I'll using this one, pub XAML file. Finish. So once you finish, now your deployment publish profile is got created successfully. Close that, and it is over here. So now this is your publish profile got created, and here that option you can simply click the publish. So once you hit that publish, it will start to publish to your Azure. So simply I can click on that publish and just start it. And also if you want to track over here and the output, so yeah, you can see the output also. See, it just got started. Okay, finally if you see over here, see, build complete, right? And also publish succeed, right? And once you complete, now see, they are just start to ready. Bab is ready, like successfully restarted the Bab app, whatever the Bab app, and also it will providing here that URL name also. So let's wait that few minutes, and yeah, so it is just once they will tell, okay, Web app is ready. So that means it's already it's open somewhere in your in a browser. So see here they're just trying to open because it was open previously, so that's why it is already open. But now if it is not open, definitely it will try automatically open. So simply you can just refresh over here. So once you refresh, now see your application got hosted in this domain name with this sample project, and this is cool, right? So now this is the way actually you can just simply use your free sandbox option to learn your Azure web app service or other service. So if I go to again this here, this exercise, right? So this exercise, there's a if you there's a other things also you can continue, like see, just continue just tracking like how much time is remaining. So now it is remaining again on 3 hours 46 minutes. And one more thing actually would like to show you, like, so if you go to next, so you can just scroll down and then next, and here see prepare your web application code and all, right? So yeah, you can just create your application, they also suggested over there. If you go to next, now see that same sandbox they will utilize over here, and also they are configured that Azure CLI itself over here. So right now actually you can utilize your CLI over here, like you can just create your application, you can deploy your application directly using that Azure CLI directly over here. So that's how also you can just utilize, like for example, see, you can just create your application and just go to this one, and your application just over here, right, running that application, and you can just check it, your application is return type and all, right. So this is the return type, it will just returning, right. And also you can just deploy it itself using Azure CLI. So that's how actually you can utilize completely is a free. And one more thing, actually the many person actually asking to me like, okay, this service is free, or the what service are free actually. So it is very, actually it is really difficult to me to check every service, right. So I'll suggest one thing, like if you want to check like, okay, which service you want to use, which is free or not. So first just check, that learning path, if that learning path is available, and that learning path also is providing this sandbox, so that means that service is free for this Azure portal. Okay, if it is not available, that that sandbox, that means that will not available for you for use purpose, right. And another way also, you can just check simply, like you can just go to that particular service, and you can just try to create that service. Like for example, I'll just show you that one more things, like, okay, many person actually ask me to that, data factory, right, Azure data factory. So if I go to that Azure data factory, see, as of now nothing is over there. So if I try to create, if we go to that create, and so similar over here, if you just select this your resource group, so clearly it says, see, clearly says you are not authorized or authentication for this section. So that means you are just authenticate or access for this sandbox for this web app, right. So if data factory also is available is learning path, and they are also available for sandbox, so definitely you will get access, right. So similar, I'll just do an upcoming session for that, RDP as well. Like there is also sandbox available for RDP, so that I'll show you that upcoming session, but not for today. But yeah, that's how actually you can check it, which service is available, which service is supported for sandbox, so you can just use it and you can start learning, right. So I think that are pretty much good for this session. And yeah, thank you, have a nice day, and don't forget to like, subscribe and share.